Hello, you're watching Sensible Investing TV. Now, the financial services industry here in the UK is undergoing a radical change, and it's all because of something called the RDR, the Retail Distribution Review, which comes into effect on the 31st of December 2012. Later in this three-part video series, we'll be investigating what it means for you, the consumer, and for the financial services industry. But first, in part one, we'll be asking, what is RDR? Does it matter? And is it good news for investors? The RDR is the result of a detailed review of the industry, which the regulator, the Financial Services Authority, began in the summer of 2006. So, first of all, why is it called the Retail Distribution Review? Well, retail refers to the sale of financial products, ISAs, pensions and so on, to the consumer. Distribution refers to how those products are delivered from the manufacturer, the producer of those products, to the consumer.
The investment houses, the pension providers and the insurance companies, what we call the manufacturer, they produce the product and then they have to distribute it to the end user. And then we have what we call the distribution channel, which tends to be the banks, their sales forces, what we call tied advisors, where they work for one particular insurance company or pension provider, and also the independent financial advisor.
Now, in the past, the problem has been that the relationship between the manufacturer and the distributor has been, well, just a little bit too cosy.
A consumer goes into, say for instance, a high street premises of an independent financial advisor, but the independent is not quite as it may seem. These people are often linked to big organisations, so effectively they have a positive personal incentive to sell you the best product as far as they're concerned, and not what maybe suits the client.
By far the most common incentive offered to advisors by investment companies to sell their particular products has been commission. The amount of commission varied hugely, from as little as 1% to as much as 8%. Typically, the entire first year's contributions towards a pension plan, for example, would go straight to the advisor. And then on top there was trail commission, sometimes called renewal commission. This was usually around 0.5% per annum, payable every year for the duration of the policy, and was supposed to cover the cost of giving ongoing advice. The single most important change being introduced in the RDR is that commission will be banned. Instead, you'll be paying a fee or advisor charge, which you will agree with your advisor before you take out a particular policy.
Just to be clear, that's a fee on new advice they give to their clients. So if there's a pension product, for example, that's already in place with a client and the advisor has earned commission on that, they will carry on earning commission, is what's called renewal commission, on that pension as long as it stays in place.
So remember, unless you can negotiate a rebate, you will continue to pay trail commission on your existing policies. You should also be aware that there are certain types of policy which aren't affected by the ban on commission. Advisors who sell pure protection products, that's critical illness cover, income protection and life insurance without an investment element, will still be able to earn commission on the sale, subject to new requirements to explain and disclose to the client how much they're being paid. So as you can see, the FSA wants much more transparency, especially when it comes to what you're paying and exactly what you're paying for. But there should be a second significant benefit as well, namely that professional standards will increase. From now on, every advisor will have to adhere to consistent professional standards, including a code of ethics. The other major change is that post-RDR, financial advisors will have to describe in very clear terms whether their services are independent or restricted. Independent advisors will have to sell a comprehensive range of financial products. Restricted advisors will only sell certain types of products, or else products provided by a limited number of companies. And that essentially is what the RDR is all about. Is it a big change? It certainly is.
I think it's the biggest thing to happen to financial advice in 30 years since the start of the pension was selling in the 1980s. It's a massive change that's going to affect not just financial advisors themselves, but their clients across the country.
Here at Sensible Investing TV, we have grave reservations about the way the financial services industry operates. But we welcome the Retail Distribution Review as a step in the right direction. For too long, the industry hasn't provided us, the consumer, with either the professionalism or the integrity we should be able to expect of it. The changes the Financial Services Authority is introducing are truly game-changing and will put individual investors in a much stronger position. But the RDR may have some negative effects as well, and it poses a whole new set of questions for consumers to grapple with. Join us in part 2 when we'll look in more detail at what these changes mean for you.